So today, guys, we're going to be talking about the top 3 reasons why people are avoiding living in Boise, Idaho. We're going to be very blunt with you guys about these reasonings, and we're going to dive into them. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Let's dive into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you can notice the background, I know this does not look like Idaho. Idaho does not have palm trees or anything like that. So please do not get it confused. But in the last video, like we said, we did tell you guys, hey, we are in Miami for a work convention. And while we are here in the work convention area, we're still going to be making sure that these videos are getting pumped out just for you guys. So with that, do me a huge favor and press the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen, as well as the bell at the top of the screen, so you can get notified when we make more amazing videos just like this. So today's subject is going to be one that we are going to be very blunt. We're going to be very honest. And these are going to be the top 3 reasons why people don't want to live here. Now, before we get into that, one more thing I want to mention is I am a licensed real estate agent here in the local area, and I would absolutely love to help you guys with your home buying needs. So if you guys have any questions, here's my phone number popping up on the screen, as well as my email. Call me, text me, email me. I am here for you guys to be used as a resource, so please don't hesitate reaching out. Now let's actually talk about the 3 reasons why people don't want to live in Boise, Idaho. So reason number 1 is going to be the weather. I know that sounds like something that's very minuscule, but extreme weather is a real thing in the Boise, Idaho area. Now, we're not talking about it being so extreme that once wintertime comes that you guys literally can't walk out of your door, and well, maybe you do depending on where you live in Boise, but overall, it's not gonna get that bad. At least it hasn't been that bad since I've been here. And I've been here for almost 7.5 years. I did come on active duty military orders. So I did live in Mountain Home for the first couple of years through my career. And then we did end up moving over to the Boise and surrounding areas. So overall, my time here, I can definitely say that we've had some pretty bad winters, but nothing to the point where you couldn't drive. Nothing to the point where you couldn't go out. Obviously, the more layers, the better, right? And that's one thing that people really struggle with, is more so the wintertime more than anything else, because we do have 4-season weather. So you do have an amazing, beautiful springtime. You do have an amazing, beautiful summertime. Now with that, the summer does get really hot, right? You will see triple-digit weather, but with Boise and Idaho being what it is, you have all these different areas that you can go cool off, go do the summer activities, which actually attracts a lot of people to live in the Boise area anyway. So if you're into outdoor recreation and doing all those activities like fishing and hunting and biking and trail riding and skateboarding, or whatever it is that you enjoy, you are more than able to do so throughout the year. However, obviously, as the season changes, the activity changes as well, right? You're not gonna be snowboarding or skiing during the summer, but a lot of people do really enjoy coming out here, especially some of the surrounding areas. There's some beautiful mountains you can go take and snowboard and ski, and even some of the kids absolutely love getting on their little sleds and just taking a stroll down some of the parks, right? Even some of the parks have a ton of snow. A lot of people, a lot of kids are always outside doing things, which is quite frankly hard to find anywhere nowadays. So now that we covered the weather aspect, let's talk a little bit about cost of living. So now, while Boise's cost of living isn't necessarily the highest, right? It hasn't gotten to this point where it's California bad or Denver bad or Washington bad. It has gotten a little more expensive over the years, right? I know people pre-COVID, and I know we still have to talk about this COVID thing because it did affect a lot of the markets, right? It did affect a lot of people and how they live or where they live. So Boise, Idaho became one of the hottest places to move, and it's still one of the hottest places to relocate to, just because so many people love what Boise has to offer as far as atmosphere, the activities, the outdoor life, just so much, right, that we talked and covered in so many of our other videos. But overall, the cost with Boise's popularity rising also led to multiple other things, which also led to cost of living going up. So with cost of living getting a little more expensive, what do we mean exactly? Well, for example, the housing market got a little more expensive, right? So for example purposes, let's just say that you purchased a house at $229,000 back in 2019, right? Well, now that house may be worth $400,000. Really, it kind of depends on the areas, right? Boise is a little more expensive than other areas because it is more popular. It does have a luxury presence as well. So the average or median price point is going to be a little bit higher than cities like Meridian or Nampa or Caldwell that maybe don't have as much luxurious touches to them, or maybe not as much people wanting to relocate that way, because the supply and demand is definitely a factor in real estate, right? Now, I will say they are building new construction homes throughout the entire valley. And when we say valley, we're talking about the Treasure Valley, to be more specific. So we're talking about cities like Boise, Meridian, Nampa, Caldwell, Eagle, Cuna, and the list goes on, right? Some of the most amazing cities to live in, more so on the southwest side of Idaho. But the valley itself did get more expensive because that was where everyone was flowing. They wanted to go live in Boise. They wanted to go live and see the Boise State Broncos play footballs on Saturdays, and they wanted to go do all the Boise things, right? So cost of living went from a median average price point of maybe $300,000 to $400,000 in 2019 to this amazing new number of 500,000 plus in 2024, right? So it did get more expensive. Now I will say, as far as gas and things of that nature, it's not terrible out here. These are going to be still extremely low. Utilities itself are on the lower end of the Western Hemisphere as far as the United States goes. So it is still one of the cheapest places to live, but it did get more expensive for a lot of people who have now decided to maybe relocate somewhere cheaper, like Tennessee or one of those southern states that are just a lot more affordable. Now, for those of you that are like, okay, those aren't too bad, well, finally, we have the last thing. The last thing is really not too bad. It's something that most people can overlook, just like the other things, but it's going to be that Boise City is a small city. It is not in a remote location to where, you have multiple big cities around. It's kind of what you get here is what you get, and there's not a lot. And I know this may sound like it's not really a con, but it's legitimately something that people have complained about because they feel like there's just not enough for them, or they can't go from Boise, Idaho to just another big city. It's just Boise, and then that's really it. Now, on the contrary of that, there is another city that is growing almost just as fast, if not faster, which is Meridian, Idaho, which is literally the bordering city of Boise, Idaho. And I'm telling you, Meridian, I personally believe, personal opinion here, plugging in my personal opinion, I genuinely believe Meridian will be outpacing Boise, Idaho very quickly, very soon. Now, this may happen over the next 5-10 years, but that is pretty quick for a city to grow as fast as it's growing, especially with all the things they're bringing to Meridian, right? They're bringing In-N-Out. In-N-Out just opened up its second location. They were actually the first ever in Idaho, and they decided to do it in Meridian, and then they just opened their second one in Boise. Then you also have Topgolf, which is another one I talk about quite often, and they just opened up their first location in Meridian, and then I don't know if they plan on opening another one or not, but a lot of places are choosing Meridian. They're saying, hey, Meridian is where we want to put our stomping grounds, and I think there's reasons behind that. Not only is it because of all the beautiful shopping outlets, for example, the Village and all their shopping centers that they have in the Meridian area, but they also are building a super village, which I've talked about on some of the other videos as well, which is also going to be a huge, huge hit because people just absolutely love the Village. And if you're not familiar with what the Village is, it's essentially an outdoor shopping mall that just has so much to do. It's my personal favorite, and we actually almost purchased our second house right next to the area. Until we heard about the super village being built, we decided to live next to the super village, and it's still under construction until December 2025, I believe, is the projected date for it to be completed. So unfortunately, it's going to be done around wintertime, which we know wintertime usually causes delays, especially with the holidays and snow and ice and all that good stuff, the fun stuff that we discussed earlier. So more to come on that. But coming back to the topic of discussion, overall, I think Meridian is probably going to outpace Boise eventually. And I think it's simply due to the fact that a lot of businesses and things are deciding to call Meridian home. While Boise may not have a bunch of big cities, it does have the small city vibe. It does have a small, just community feeling. I think it being a small city is also a reason why there's low crime rates, really low crime rates, why it still feels like it's a small knit community where people take care of each other and are still respectful and not rude or anything like that, right? So there's just a lot of benefits to how Boise is now, I believe, in my personal opinion, and things are gonna change over the next 5 to 10 years. That's just the truth, it's transparency. We're continuously evolving, whether it be on a major level or a slower level, it's going to continue to evolve. And Boise is just one of those areas that people once upon a time that may not have been a fan of the growth that came to it, decided to avoid living in Boise. So that is gonna summarize our video today. If you didn't already, please do me a huge favor, subscribe to our video, comment where you're watching from, because guys, there's nothing we love more then connecting with you guys, seeing where our audience is tuning in from, and then also press the notification bell at the top of the screen so that way we can notify you when we drop more amazing videos just like this. And one more time, guys, I do want to reiterate, I am a licensed real estate agent here in the state of Idaho, and as much as I love making these videos for you guys, I would absolutely love to help with your home buying needs. So make sure you guys copy down my number. It is going to be on the screen, as well as my email. You can call me, text me, email me, preferably call or text me because that's how I am most responsive. And as always, I will get back to you guys as soon as possible. So as always, love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. See you on the next one.